Hello and welcome back to J.P.s Retro World. Formerly known as J.P.'s World of Wrestling. The reason I bring that up is because today we're going back to our wrestling roots, and at the end of the video I've got a little bit of an announcement to make. So today we're going to be talking about two back-to-back WrestleManias, and I'm picking up where I left off. Last time I talked about WrestleMania 10. And so this time, I'm talking about WrestleMania 11, 1995. I believe from the Hartford Civic Center. There were a number of celebrities involved with this event, including a guy that was in the main event, football legend Lawrence Taylor. That's right, Lawrence Taylor was in the main event with Bam Bam Bigelow. And the way that transpired was, a lot of you remember, at the 95 Royal Rumble. Bam Bam Bigelow was in a tag team match with his partner Tatanka, part of the $1 Million Corporation. And they were tagging up against a team of the 1-2-3 Kid and Sparkplug Bob Holly. Well, the Kid and Holly won the match, but at the end of the match, Bam Bam Bigelow had fallen off the top rope, and he hit his face, and the side of his face was swollen. Well, DiBiase and Tatanka just left him in the ring by himself, and when he came to, the whole crowd was laughing at him. And so he goes down, and he sees Lawrence Taylor laughing at him, and he shoves Lawrence Taylor, thus setting up the match for WrestleMania 11. So, other matches on this event include Razor Ramon taking on Jeff Jarrett, Intercontinental title, and WWF title, Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool Diesel. But the main event was what everybody was talking about. Lawrence Taylor, football legend, taking on Bam Bam Bigelow. Everybody just assumed that Bam Bam was going to win because it's his world, but nah, Lawrence Taylor was able to defeat Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, I always liked Bam Bam. I always thought he was kind of an underrated big man, because he was doing somersaults and he was doing moonsaults off the top rope, he was doing drop kicks, and, he could do everything the smaller men could do. And, but in the end, they wanted to make the celebrity look good. That's always been Vince McMahon's policy, make the celebrity look good, because they want celebrities to continue coming back to get involved. So, and, interesting thing is that a rap group, Salt and Pepper, actually performed the song What a Man when Lawrence Taylor was coming out to the ring. Now, that's not on the network, that's not on Peacock, and it's really not anywhere else except right here. On this VHS tape, they still have the song What a Man by Salt and Pepper. They don't show it anywhere else. Now, maybe years ago when you buy the home video from years ago, from 95, maybe it's on there. I've never seen those. But this one, I know for a fact that it's on there. I don't think it's on the network because of, intellectual property rights, and, they're not allowed to use that song. But anyway, WrestleMania 11, 1995, this was kind of a slow year for the WWF. There really wasn't much happening in the WWF at the time. And so Shawn Michaels was kind of on the rise, and Psycho Sid was in his corner. Shawn Michaels had brought back Sid from the WWF from before, from 1992, but Shawn had brought him back. And Sid quickly rose to stardom. Once again, he became really popular, but, before Diesel was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, but then they had a falling out. Diesel branched out on his own, won the WWF title. So then Sid and Shawn had a falling out. Sid branched out on his own, won the WWF title. So I guess you could say Shawn Michaels was making WWF champions, including becoming champion himself the very next year. Which brings us to the very next year, 1996's WrestleMania 12. Now, this took place in Anaheim, California, It was on Sunday, March 31st, at the Pond in Anaheim. And this is a pretty good event, and I actually liked it better than WrestleMania 11. But the main story for this match was the Iron Man match. It was a 60-minute match. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, WWF title. Whoever got the most pinfalls or countouts or submissions or disqualifications within an hour time frame won. Well, everybody remembers they had the whole match, not a single fall. So they had sudden death. Shawn Michaels won, goes on to be the WWF champion. But this was also the very last event for this guy, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. It was also the very last event for Razor Ramon. Yeah. So, and actually at this point, I think Razor Ramon had already left. But nevertheless, immediately after this, you started seeing Kevin Nash and Scott Hall on WCW, thus starting the Monday Night War. But, Goldust and Roddy Piper were on this. Steve Austin and Savio Vega had a pretty good match on this. So, yeah. So this is a pretty cool event. I enjoyed it. Now, some people didn't like the Iron Man match because it was an hour long. It was an hour-long match. But if you think of it in terms of story, where the two men were at the time, and Roddy Piper's kind of the one that set up that match because he was acting as WWF president at the time. But, 96 was infinitely a better year for the WWF than 95 was. And that's just because slowly but surely they started to slowly phase out cheesy gimmicks, and, they started to get back to kind of the wrestling course. This is also kind of the precursor to the Attitude Era, which I've never been a fan of, but nevertheless, there you have it. 95, 96, WrestleMania 11 and 12. So, that's going to do it for this video. Now for my big announcement. Today, I have already recorded 2 weeks worth of shows for action figure wrestling. That's right, I am bringing back action figure matches, and it's a happy day. I recorded a couple weeks worth of matches already, and I haven't gone back to watch the video to see how they look, but hopefully they look pretty good, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and click that like button, and I will see you next time.